Rahmanir Rahim. A lot of people have this question when it comes to Muslim unity and unity of the Ummah, is that we have many sects within Islam that have major differences and even minor differences. And so how should we navigate those differences? Now, when it comes to unity, this does not mean that we should throw away all of our differences. We should relegate these differences to academic discussions. These differences of opinion, of historical narratives, and all of this stuff should not be the discussion that is on the ground with the average Muslim, you and I. We, the average Muslim, you and I, we are to focus on one simple goal, and that is a person who accepts the Quran. We all come together on the Quran. Anyone who accepts the Quran as the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that person is to be included and welcomed within the Muslim Ummah, unless of course they are distorting that book and using it to fight against other Muslims and to cause division. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, hold on to the rope of Allah all together, وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا, and do not cause division amongst yourselves. And this is very clear that we all come together on the rope of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is the Quran. It's not somebody's aqidah book, it's not somebody's fiqh book, it's not somebody's tariq or history book, but it is the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, what do we do about the other differences that we may have? For example, the Sunni and the Shia. There are many differences, and I, as a Sunni, I don't agree with many or most things that the Shia they believe in or that they acknowledge. But these differences are not to be on the ground. These differences are to be relegated to respectful academic and classroom discussions. They are not what we need right now on social media or amongst the common Muslim narratives. We need to have a unified ummah, and we need to bring the ummah together. This does not mean that we should be completely uniform, but we have a unity on the Quran, on the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, of course on Tawheed. And with this unity, we can also build bridges with other faith groups. The Quran actually encourages us to build bridges with other faith groups like the Ahlul Kitab. And if the Quran wants us to build bridges with other faith groups, then what about other Muslim sects or other groups within Islam that also take the Quran, that also believe in Tawheed? What about them? So even more so. So I'm not saying that we should throw away these differences of opinions that we have. We will always have these differences. These differences are not going to go away, and perhaps they can even be seen as a mercy. That these differences are there so that a person has the ability to choose whichever speaks to their heart. However, these differences are to be discussed in respectful academic settings. But everywhere else, we are to come together on the Quran, on the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that is where we find our unified front. Our unity of the ummah is in the book of Allah, and it is not in any other book, in any other statement of a person or a scholar or a religious person. It is simply on God and His word.